Welcome back to Jamie's Adventures in Dirt 4. My name is Ricky, and today we are going to get started in the Rally section of the Triple Crown. So, within the Triple Crown, there are three different sections. There's Rally, Land Rush, and Rallycross. We're going to be doing Rally, and probably Rallycross on the channel. I hate Land Rush, so we won't be doing it on the channel. But today we're going to get started in Rally. So in the Rally Championship, there are 5 events with 8 stages each. Yes, 8 stages. This will be long. If we look at Michigan here, you can see that the first 3 are reasonably short. They're all under 5 miles, but the rest of them are much longer. So I don't know how we're going to be pacing it out completely. And I'm going to talk a little bit about more what we might do once we actually get into the race. So Jamie will still be using her regular Subaru WRX. I'm glad I didn't have to get an R5 car, that we can keep using our 4 car. So that's really exciting. All right, let's get started.
Our notes picked up a few sections to be aware of, so stay sharp.
Will do. That's a name I've never seen before. Papa. That's Greek.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So,
Right 4, through dip. Keep
basically, it's been just a little over a month since our last Jamie's Adventures in Dirt 4, which was not entirely by design. My plan was to take off a month. We were supposed to come back last week, but due to circumstances that I don't really want to get into, I did not record an episode last week, but I knew I had to come back this week, otherwise I was afraid I'd never come back. But I also knew that I hadn't raced a single Dirt 4 race in a month, and the only other racing game I played was Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Okay, good. Got under control. And so I knew that I had to do some practicing. So I did some practice races, which I'm going to talk about in a few minutes. But I want to let you know that I'm not quite as rusty as I could have been, even if it still seems like I'm a little rusty. Because I'm still kind of rusty. I've only done like maybe 7 or 8, I think. 7 or 8 stages. Most all of them here in Detroit, or in Michigan. We're not in Detroit. Detroit would be a city. This is middle of the country. In Michigan. But yeah, so how we're going to be phrasing this series out, how we're going to be playing each individual stage, is that we probably won't play every stage on the channel. I don't know 100% how it's all going to work, but whoops. Did a nice job there on that stop sign. So we'll probably skip a stage or 2. The majority of the stages will be on the channel. That's just the thing that's going to happen. It's just going to happen. I don't want to... I don't want this to go on forever, and I don't want the episodes to be too long, so it sort of forces my hand, because I'd like to, finish this by the end of the year, and if I don't, I could only do 2 stages at a time, otherwise the episode's going to be an hour long, which I don't want to deal with. I like to keep my episodes shorter, 20-ish minutes. Although I may decide to increase episode length for this, if it's like, okay, I could do 3, one's kind of short, 2 are kind of long, it's going to push the episode length a little bit. I might do that depending on, what we're doing. Here in Michigan, will probably wind up being the first 3 stages today, and then maybe cutting out a stage or 2, and then doing the last couple of stages. There's 5 stages left, so we might just cut out a stage. But the stage, and do 2, crap. And do 2, ugh, I hate people. It should not be a... Oh, and we're so close to the end, too. That's going to be a big amount of penalty time. It's not great. It's not my fault the crowd's standing where this crowd is standing, Ugh.
Perfect, good job.
Still won. Fine with me. Okay, so stage results first, as suspected. As you can see, we still had a 4-second penalty time and still won by 22 seconds. That's actually quite good. Oh, there they are. Okay. I was looking for where the French consortium was. They're all still together. Rousseau's leading the pack there, but it's at 34. That's not great news for her, but Jamie still won, so that's, that's all we really care about.
We had a misfire in service. I don't know. I think you're going to notice that on stage.
I bet I don't.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Also, I should mention that,
60.
I
Left 5, 60.
only have 3 sponsors for this event, which means that I don't have to worry about penalty time. I do have to worry about vehicle recoveries, but not penalty time, which is exciting. And I don't think that counted as a vehicle recovery.
Into left 4 long. Opens, keep in. Don't cut. 100. Left 5.
So, let's talk a little bit about the
Into left 3.
free play stuff I did, the warm-up stuff I did heading into this, because some stuff happened that I'm not super happy about. It's all okay, it all worked out, but it was to a point where I thought we were not going to play Jamie's Adventures in Dirt 4 anymore. Also, don't just like casually slip in something about the brakes in the middle of all the stage notes.
Don't cut. Into right 5. Don't cut. 60.
Left, it's like left 5. Also, your brakes suck. Left 3. It's such a weird thing to just kind of like as an aside, your car's on fire, you know?
Don't cut. Left 5. Don't cut. Into right 4 long over bumps. Don't cut.
You know, I don't know. It was weird. Anyway, so
Right 3.
in regards to that, in regards to the free play stuff I did, I was trying very hard not to use the team for the free play stuff. I usually don't. When I do free play stuff, I usually just use the Subaru WRX that comes with its own team. So even though Jamie doesn't like racing for a team, free play is fine because it doesn't matter. It's not part of the story. It's just me making sure I don't suck as much as I could when playing this game. And so we get into the so I go in and I do 1 or 2, and I'm very careful every time to make sure I go in and make sure I'm saying, okay, look, I'm not racing as Cherry Blossom. I'm not racing as Cherry Blossom. Good. The weird thing was that even though when it would put me racing with Cherry Blossom, it was giving me the livery, whatever it is, that comes with the like stock WRX, not the pink and white we're seeing here, but this kind of weird blue, ugly piece of garbage, really tacky livery. I still don't know how to say that word. And so it's very confusing. And basically, I had set it to not do it, and then I done one run here in Michigan, and then I was like, you know what? No, let me get some new stages in, so I'm not constantly doing the same stage over and over again, because then I'll just kind of get used to it. Part of the thing I like about the Your Stage is that it's always different. The problem is there aren't enough Your Stage sections. So you wind up doing the same Your Stage stuff over and over and over again, and you start to like see it coming. Which is something I hope they fix for the next Dirt game. You know, because I think it's a good idea, but I think I just think it needs to be executed better. This is first gen, so it's not like. But anyway, I digress. So I went in and I did a championship, and at the end I was like, wait, that says repair costs. I shouldn't have to pay for repair costs. That's weird. But I didn't really think much of it because I wasn't paying that much attention. And then I did another championship, and then I was pretty sure, I was like, wait, no, that definitely, I'm getting sponsor payouts, and you don't get sponsor payouts with teams. So then I realized that it has been racing me with my team, and which means that all of the engineers, their contracts decrease, because when you hire an engineer, you hire them for a set amount of championships. So
Perfect. Good job.
all right, there we go. All right, first place again. Stage results. Let's see. Yep. Okay, much goodness going on. I'm gonna just scroll down. Rousseau would finish 36th. That's not great news at all for her. Event standings. We'll go over to event standings real fast just to see that we are almost a full minute ahead of the guy in second. That's actually really good. That puts us in a good place because there are still, 6 more stages to go. Which actually means that, Rousseau being in 35th place right now, she could, end up much better given, if she has, a couple of good stages, who knows what'll happen.
If you want to get more cars in the garage, prize money here is going to help. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So, basically, in regards to the engineers, we lost Finn. And I freaked out. I was so angry at the game for not working the way I think it should work. In free play, first of all, in free play, it should never affect anything you do in, like, your team. You shouldn't in free play. Your team should never have any sort of effect on anything in free play, in my opinion. But yeah, we lost Finn, who is our longest serving engineer, and I was so angry and was yelling and screaming. Yeah, full on, like, temper tantrum, but I think a justified temper tantrum. But I mean, yeah, it was not a good color on me, if I'm being honest. And I was like, well, fine. You know what we'll do? I don't want to stop playing the game. I will just pretend like we still have Finn, even though we won't. And I'm going through the lists of engineers to hire, and look who's there but old Finny. So I hired him, and he was like, I'm really excited to work with you guys. And I'm like, you already were. So like I said, everything worked out. Now, within the canon of the game, within the story, that didn't happen. Finn didn't quit, and Jamie had to rehire him. Like, he stayed there the whole time. Also, Jamie did hire a new engineer. We do have a new engineer whose name is Brian. He is from England. Jamie felt like she needed to actually... She had hired so many women over the past couple of hirings that she was like, am I going to be seen as the driver who only hires women? And, so when she was looking at applications, she actually offered it to a woman first, a female who was a much better engineer, but she wanted more than 5% cut. And Jamie was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. And then found Brian, who was still a very qualified engineer, but who was willing to take the 5% cut. And, well, she would have preferred him to be able to take a 3% cut, but he was like, no, I'm going to take a 5% cut. And okay, fine. 5% it is. She also re-upped the other two engineers, Petra and Zara, got re-upped in their contracts. Of course, there are two championships into their current contract because of the whole free play fiasco. The nice thing is, anytime I do free play now, I can't use this car, which makes it a lot harder because this is the only R4 car I own. It makes it a lot harder for me to use my team. Yeah, as far as what Jamie did, I'll go into a little more in depth next week about her break, because while it was a month for us, it was a little bit longer, in the Dirt 4 world. But mostly what she did besides practice was every single week for about 2 months, she saw her therapist, because I mean, the stress nearly killed her in in just the finale of the regular rally. So what was she gonna be doing in you know, with the Triple Crown, right? Like how much more stress was that gonna be? And so she knew she had to see
Awesome result.
her.
That was unbeatable.
That's good to hear, Mags. That is good to hear. Stage results first. Let's check them out. Oh, we are on fire. Event standings. Yeah, I think we could just screw up the next 5 events and be just fine. On the other hand, Rousseau seems to be not on fire. So I might also talk a little bit about what's going on there. Jamie might have a conversation with her. We'll see. That was the first 3 stages in Michigan in the Rally Triple Crown. The next time we'll probably be taking on 2 more stages. I don't know which 2. Like, I might do the next one off camera. I might do, those 2 and then do the next one off camera. We'll see. This has been Jamie's Adventures in Dirt 4. Thank you for watching and come back soon for more Dirt 4.